Yeah, so I'm Liv McLennan. I am a co-director of Music for Wellbeing, community interest company, and I'm also a facilitator on the Move and Make Music project. Yeah, so this group has been fairly settled right from the beginning, actually. The people that came for the very first session have been with us since the beginning of the project, which is fantastic. And we have been able to write lots of different songs, actually. And yeah, this one they've really taken on board that creativity, and it's become quite an easy process now, which has surprised, I think, both myself and my colleague Kevin in what we've been able to achieve with the group.
I'm Kevin Plummer. I'm the co-director of Music for Wellbeing with Liv. Been a music teacher and a community music workshop facilitator for 20 years. Making music, or music in general, is now well known to be beneficial for people with dementia. It brings people it brings people back to us for a little while, often, because it just brings back memories. Somehow memories of music stays with people. I think connection is very important in lives. Making connections, it's quality time, and groups like this help people make connections, and it's like I'm meeting so many people here, and they have so many great stories to tell. It seems to me that it's definitely a positive thing. It's what we all need. It's a human need, I think, to make connections with people. Music, I always see that music is a tool to help me connect with people.
A carer that looks after my parents when my brother and I aren't able to look after them, and they came along to this session, and the manager of the carers organisation came down for one session, and she was absolutely staggered by the effect it had on my mother, actually, more than my father. The way she came out of herself, and she was the old Mary back, because something bypassed all of the things, the challenges that she's had over the last couple of years, and brought out, the actress Monkey in her.
And it's very kind of them to run it so that people like us, who are a bit marooned now, we don't have a car anymore, and we don't really go out very much, but we do this once a week, and it's really very valuable indeed, and we love it.
Oh, the gathering today, most enjoyable. And one of the great occasions is that one's not getting together on a daily basis. So that's the joy of getting together at these intervals and seeing people that you aren't seeing on a daily basis, which is most enlightening and enjoyable.
I come to Music and Movement where basically I bring Mum every 2 weeks, and she loves it. She has a great time, gets her out of the house, stimulates her brain, which is what she needs. I see a total difference. It triggers things from the past, and that can only be good for her. Keep her brain sort of thinking all the time. You think they're gone, but they're not. They're there, and when we come to Music and Movement, it kind of brings it out. And my mum's really happy.
Speaking to others, you know about their lives and why they're here and what they hope for in the future. But I find it's quite exciting, really, especially making up songs. I think it's tremendously important because it stimulates them in a way. And if they can be with another group of people, I think it helps them to come back into the world.
I'm Hilary Sharp, and I'm a volunteer with the Musical Wellbeing group, and I really like the chat with this lovely, delightful group of elderly people who didn't really know each other beforehand, but they're all highly entertaining, sometimes without realising it. They love talking about their life stories, and they've all got such interesting life stories, as you can imagine at that age. They're in a situation where no one is judging them. There's a lot of laughter, there's music, obviously, there's action, and they interact with each other delightfully. Obviously, you know, as the group progresses, they do get to know each other, but sometimes they don't remember if they've met before, and that's also part of the charm when they reintroduce themselves, and you know, you get little repetition bits and then you know what's coming, and actually it's quite funny. Well, I had a mother that suffered mild dementia, and I kind of think, well, she's no longer here, but I can be with other people with dementia and imagine that it would have been lovely for her.